check out punch list of stuff that needs to happen before this goes home there.
Okay, well, it's perfect timing because I got a question for you.
Oh, I like questions.
It is this one. It's our Karmann Ghias good cars.
Yeah. Thanks, folks.
Bye.
Our Karmann Ghias good cars. Yes, they are. Most of them are hand built. They were designed by Karmann Ghia, which is an Italian design studio for Volkswagen on the Type 1 chassis.
Ooh, sexy.
They're a little bit wider. They're the same wheelbase, same engine, same transmission, same suspension, same braking, same electrical system, that kind of thing. They were originally, I think, introduced in 1965 in Europe, but they weren't brought into the States until we really started seeing them in the late 60s.
Okay.
And the reason for it is VW was still trying to capture the market on low-cost cars, so here's this little sports car that's grossly underpowered for American highways, but was perfect for going around European, and then the cost was just so high that, you know, not a lot of them would have been sold here.
Okay.
I actually had a chance, and I bought one years ago. It was a dig it out of a muddy barn kind of thing, and then I quickly sold it. So...
They are sexy though. So I guess good is a relative term, right?
It's a relative term. And in my mind, before I started doing this professionally, I always saw the Karmann Ghias as more of a chick car.
Sure.
But now, like, we've been able to get this one, and then also Gazzo's produced a few other ones, and they can actually look masculine as well. This one's very much got a masculine feel, but it was built for a guy.
Yeah.
And he was really specific on what he wanted. So, like I
That's
said, we're just
beautiful.
kind of going through and doing up, paint's finished up.
Yeah.
Did the electrical check on it this morning.
Okay.
Did fit and finish in the interior, and that's actually what I'm finishing up. Just little stuff that I'm happen to see. We've got to figure out what we're taking care of, what we're not taking care of. But this thing's got to go home.
Well, it'd be nice to have the space
Yeah,
for sure.
space. Like another 65 Karmann Ghia.
I was going to say, don't we have another Ghia coming in?
A late 60s Karmann Ghia just showed up out there.
Oh.
Let's go out and take a look.
All right.
I haven't even seen this one yet. And then we'll go over to Gazzo since we're going to be in Karmann Ghia week.
We're Karmann Ghia week.
The week of the Ghia. So if you guys really want to know, this lady first contacted us back in January.
Uh-huh.
We're now in July of 2020. And now it's here. So it's like that's the waiting list thing.
Yeah.
Like, we're probably not even going to be able to start it until August.
Oh boy.
No space.
Yeah, that's it. Some stuff has to go home.
Yep.
Oh wow. Okay.
Got a nose damage.
Yeah.
Bondo underneath the paint, which is kind of normal. A little bit of rust damage here, which is normal. Had a previous repair done here, and you can see the scrape in the paint, but I can see the lumpies.
Oh yeah. And it's orange underneath.
Yeah, well, that's the primer. And that's been chewed up a little bit.
Uh-huh.
That's got a Bondo in it.
So you're looking at bottom 6-7 inches, you think?
Maybe 2.5. A little bit of rust in the rear, which is kind of normal.
Yeah.
But this has definitely been through the mill before. We've got some underlying rust here.
Uh-huh.
That's kind of been hammered. Clean that up. Yeah, it is red underneath. Doors need adjustment. This interior is hideously blue.
So we're doing a full resto?
Yeah. Client should be in here later this week, and we'll go over the paperwork and the specs on the car. You can definitely tell the filler work in here.
Yeah.
So you guys are doing filler work at home, don't do this. Always use a long flat block, and when you have to do your turn, do your turn. But it's like, this is really unacceptable. There's almost a 1/4 inch, well, about an 1/8 inch difference in the height between here and here. So we got one more Ghia to show you guys, folks. It's Mr. Gazzo's. We're in the home stretch. We're still waiting on a set of speedometer and I think a tack or a clock. I'm not sure which one.
Okay.
Those are coming out of England, but as most people know, England's pretty much shut down right now.
Yeah. Supply chain logistics.
Yes. The rims, tires are here. Rims are still at the powder coaters.
Okay. What colors do you get in white or?
No, semi-gloss black.
Oh, nice.
Same as the rest of the trim.
Okay, great.
And then we're going to leave a slight chrome bezel edge on it, hopefully.
Fancy.
Let's see how good our powder coater actually is. If not, I got another one. But State Line Powder Coating, we've got to get a big shout out to them.
Yeah, they do good work.
They do a lot of our work.
All right, show me the Gazzo.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, right?
Mr. Alex.
Woo-woo.
So if you guys have been following this build, we've laid back the headlights. For those of you who haven't, a quick recap. Early Beetle style headlight buckets, 911 style front lenses, 356 style beehive turn signals, completely shaved there, all the trim gone, no latches, so it's all electronic doors and electronic windows. Down here in the back, we've smoothed down this back deck lid to give them a much sexier line. And then we went ahead and we did, these are 356 reproduction grills, so we did a twin set of those.
Sweet.
1776 from Scat Motors. And all this stuff is pretty much right up. He should actually have most of this wrapped up this week.
Great.
So we're just waiting on tires, rims, and gauges.
Nice tinted windows.
Yep.
Fantastic sound system.
You'll have to tune that after we get the rest of the other seat in.
Yeah.
To get that door, we have to have the glass on before we do that.
Right, and we deleted the back seat.
Yes. So it looks like there's a back seat that's folded down, but this is actually storage for other areas.
Yeah.
Hey, Alex, you want to share the people in the YouTube what you're doing?
Yeah.
What you doing?
And Facebook?
Well, right now I'm working on getting this trim set so I can cut the seal to it, and this is the window scraper, so it's what scrapes all the gunk off the outside of the window so you don't drag it into the door.
Good.
I've already got the window all situated inside like the other side. Have to do a lot of fitting and testing to make sure everything's sitting like it's supposed to before you start putting all the pieces on that affect it.
Sure. And we're doing something fancy for the window winder, right?
Yes. So I've got them both in now, but we have got a special box that has 2 switches in it. So instead of putting new buttons in places or putting awful looking modern buttons on the door card, we're actually using the original crank.
Nice.
And so it mounts where the crank's supposed to be and gives you, instead of having to wind the window, you just tap down to roll the window down or pull up
Oh, so
to roll
fancy.
the window up.
Yeah, fancy. Very cool. Okay. Can you show me what's on Rusty?
So, boys have actually been pretty at it.
Yeah.
Most of the floor is welded in. Both of these doors are welded up. This jam is welded in.
Oh, wow.
These doors are welded up. He's still doing some grinding and working before we can take it over to the body shop.
Okay.
But I think the floors come next, or the underpans, but we're still waiting on suspension from
Wagons West.
Wagons West, because I really don't want to cover that up until we
No,
get
do it
everything
while
mocked
it's easier
up.
and accessible.
Well, we've got to weld some brackets in, being that it's an air ride system.
Yeah.
So with that as an air ride system, it's a lot easier to access now
Right.
than it would be for later.
Oh, sure.
So it's like transmission has already been ordered, I think, on this.
Okay.
So when that comes in, we'll go ahead and do it. We're doing an IRS conversion. Tony from Airworks Transmissions out of, what's the name of the town he's in? Ringgold, Georgia. Builds some badass boxes.
Yeah, he does.
Very much a craftsman. So Stone is welding up some buttholes, and I don't mean that in a rude way. So these are all, we pre-pop these because there's a plate that goes on the bottom on some of them, and some of them don't have the plate, so we just go ahead and we prep all that stuff so we can do it. But right now what he's doing is welding up the holes that were not necessary.
Okay.
So we'll just put some primer on that, and then it'll get painted when it goes in the paint.
Do we have some video of that happening?
Yeah, actually, that's Sunday's video is going to be this door. So what we got is about 20 minutes of doing spot welds and then grinding it down and making it fairly smooth. It's not body shop smooth, but it's metal smooth.
Sure.
And then when it comes back into the body shop, we'll be using shrinking disc hammers and dollies, that kind of stuff.
Okay, that's great.
So I expect this in a couple, maybe 6 months.
Sure. Well, it's taking shape, though.
Yeah, it's getting there. These guys are actually doing a real good job
You
on
guys thought we couldn't do it.
this. Oh, shoot. It's just metal.
We're not scared.
Lead it into submission. Sometimes.
There you go.
And,
What's
Rodney
going on
and Karen
here?
have been working on the top on this one.
Mm-hmm.
This is, I think this is a Chex convertible top.
Okay.
A lot of this stuff is like they're still doing kind of the stretch out.
Oh,
They haven't
sure.
Cut the window, but the top is basically built.
Yeah.
Got to drop in all the window rubbers
Okay.
first, then we drop in the windows, drop in the seals, and then we can actually button up the top. So
Great.
they're kind of bouncing around. The interior for this is going together over in Darren's room.
Okay.
So he's currently, this is the back seat. He's already got the 2 front seats done, and then he's got the other back seat done. And they're probably, I think they're out stretching right now.
Oh, okay.
So he's like to jump around a little bit.
Yeah.
Jump around.
Jump around.
That's pretty
right.
much what's going on.
How about Cabral and Range?
Mr. Range, I'm doing a bunch of little, what we call pre-assembly and assembly. So it's like, you know, got that in, got little bits and pieces, got all the fenders on. The main wiring harness has been run, but nothing's set on it.
Okay.
Starting to collect parts for the seals that need to go,
Yeah.
and then figure out what we have on order list.
Okay.
For to be able to continue doing the assemblies. That's just kind of part of the process. So this is like, you know, we're all about the list, folks.
Oh, yeah.
Always make a list when you're doing a resto.
Make a list of your lists.
So I went and I did inventory on what we have on the shelf that's already ordered, what I know is out at the Kromers, and so we know exactly, you know, what parts we have in process, where they are. And then I'm going through, it's like, okay, can I build this? Can I build this? Can I build this? And if I can build it, I'm going to put it on the car.
Yeah.
But I'm also looking at, okay, we're missing like a front hood cable.
Okay.
It's just not there. We haven't ordered it yet. I've got to find out where the rest of the interior is from Carol over at So Fine. We're going to need seals for front glass and rear glass. I need a bottom sash because we're replacing the sashes on the bottom of the door glass. But I've got to get the glass cleaned up to figure out if we're going to use it or if we're going to get aftermarket stuff.
Okay.
So a little bit this morning I've been doing some polishing. You guys probably can't even see it, but there's micro scratches in the glass.
Yeah.
You got to remember this is 1952 original glass.
Oh, yeah.
And we are going to be tinting it, but if it's too farly scratched
Right,
and
you
I
gotta
can't
get
polish
smooth.
it,
Yeah.
we'll
tint
get some
won't work.
aftermarket stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't like using the aftermarket, but
I know. Sometimes.
it's got to make the car look right.
Right.
So I'm doing like the
It's a
cleanup,
balance.
the cleanup on the glass and making sure it's all right because it's going to take 3 to 4 weeks to get it, and it's like we're nowhere near ready to build the doors.
Right.
But it's like I
Thinking
spent a lot
ahead.
of time like over on the wire wheel, you know, prepping all the little nuts and bolts, sorting them out, making sure we have all of the parts, and then painting them.
Yeah.
You know, just making sure that we have all of the correct tools or the correct parts to continue to build as we go.
Can you show us the VIN?
Oh.
You did some things on that.
Yeah.
You did a thing.
It's probably going to show up on Facebook this week. I don't know. In fact, I've already installed it.
Oh, okay. Ooh,
So I spent about 4 hours cleaning and polishing that and getting it back from black.
Nice.
It had like overspray on it.
Oh, yeah.
And aluminum oxide, which is almost like an aluminum rust.
Okay.
But it's not.
Yeah.
It's just it's a staining of the aluminum.
Mm-hmm.
So I spent about 4 hours over the course of about 2 days here and there, just working on it and a little chemical
It looks really
treatment.
good.
So, it's like one of those. Just a little bit more.
A little more, a little more. I know. You've had to learn to like eventually let
Sometimes
go of
you
it.
just gotta go, okay.
When the
that
client
is-
can see it, you know, when you
it's
can
like,
stand for them to see it.
So, hit the like, subscribe button. I appreciate the long. If you're watching the entire video, thank you very much. We appreciate that. We need them watch hours. We need that. Hit that like, subscribe, and notify. Smash that button. As I said. Have a good day, folks. Enjoy your weekend, and check us out on Sunday.